Evil D and I met 2007, and we it was about the summer of 2007. His band was playing at Kano's in Flint, Michigan. He was playing at the time with Empty Arms, which was his band um, that he started. I think I can't remember. I think 2006 or maybe before that, about 2006, I think. And he had a really good lineup, and I came into the bar. I was about ready to leave for Las Vegas, and I've been around the music scene for a while, and I pretty much I hung out with a lot of musicians, some famous musicians actually that were signed and stuff, and I was always into music, and so I saw him, and I thought, oh my God, he had a big mohawk, and I thought, I want him. That was the first thing I thought. I want him, and I'm going to have him. And I pretty much, he thought the same way too, come to find out. And he was playing, and he just kept staring at me while he was playing. Of anybody there, he was just staring at me. So after that, I was drinking and stuff, because I was getting ready to leave for Las Vegas like 2-3 days later, or something like that. And he got done playing, and well, he gave me CD and all this stuff, and I thought, oh, go good, and he, after he got done playing, he pretty much came down and was talking to me, and we got him a beer, and, of course, other musicians there were trying to talk to me, and they're like, oh my God, hi, how are you, you're here, and I thought, I'm not interested. The only thing I was interested in was him, and, I refused to, I wasn't, I'd say hi to people, but he just had that it with me. And me and him were like a suction cup to each other. We saw each other and that was it. So we ended up talking, and by the end of the night I told him, I said, well, if you want to contact me, you can contact me through MySpace, of course. And at the time I just got MySpace. I was never really into computer stuff, and everybody's like, oh, you gotta get one, and so of course I did. And he found me, and he said to me something. He was like hitting on me. I said, oh, you just want to sleep with me. I was like, you naughty boy, you just want to sleep with me. And he said, yeah. And I was just like, oh, well, you're not going to get it, And I walked away. And I pretty much was like, okay, we'll see if he contacts me. Well, I ended up going to Vegas. And 2 weeks later, I actually had a boyfriend. And 2 weeks later, he contacted me. And he's like, I looked all over for you. And then from there, that's when the conversations, the phone calls. For a year, we stayed in touch like 3-4 times a day. He would call me, and it was just, we had lovely conversations. We had everything in common. It was just we were one. He was also in a relationship at the time, a long-term relationship, and I was dating somebody. So I was kind of blindsided about him hitting on me. And now he tells me, he's like, well, of course I was hitting on you. He's like, we had everything in common. Everything about, and I don't know why I'm so blindsided, because I'm actually very smart when it comes, to all that stuff. And so, I started talking to him about what psychobilly was. And I was like, well, this is what psychobilly is. And at the time I was dating I had kind of like a 2.5 year relationship off and on with a psychobilly promoter and DJ out in Las Vegas, and we weren't really getting along, and we just didn't mix together. It was just, the whole relationship was kind of both our faults. He had the first affair, and then, of course, I started having affairs. When I caught him having an affair within 6 months of the relationship, I caught him having the affair. So I kind of felt like it was free reign for me. But we always got back together. Always. If I leave, we get back together. It was kind of rubbish like that. We just didn't mix. But, I was also doing burlesque. My ex got me into burlesque, and I actually became very good at it. From the start, the first show I did was at Sensei Stomp, 2008, I think it was. And it was during the Viva Las Vegas Weekender. And it was a big psychobilly, a lot of psychobilly bands were always on that. And I mostly enjoyed psychobilly more than rockabilly. And so I started, Evil D started keeping contacts with me on that, and he started watching my videos. I mean, for what his ex-girlfriend had told me, he became completely obsessed over me. And 2008 is when we first got together, and spending time together. We were going off together, and